Hey everyone, this is Andy from Giz China, and today we're going to do an unboxing of the Elephone ELE Explorer 4K action camera. Now, like many other Chinese phone makers, Elephone are starting to look at different products to expand on their range. So as well as their Android smartphones, Elephone now make an Elephone cigarette, an electric vapor cigarette. They also make this Elephone 4K camera, and they're also planning to launch a gyro for this camera, so you can hold the camera still while making handheld video. Anyway, so this is the ELE Explorer. It's a 4K camera. It's got a built-in rear display, and it comes in tons of different colors. You've got black, white, blue, yellow, or gold. The actual design of the camera looks very similar to a GoPro, and also looks like an SJ cam too, and some of the specs are very, very similar. Alright, let's open up the packet and go through the details as we unbox the device. Alright, so you slide open the package and you've got two containers inside. As you can see, one of them is marked camera and the other is accessories. So let's start with the camera first. So before we even open the box, you can see the rear display for the Elephone ELE Explorer. And if we just open up the package, you can see the camera comes in a protective foam case, and it's actually in its waterproof housing. So if I just take that out. Alright, now if you're familiar with action cameras, you'll know that many GoPro style cameras come with these plastic housings. The idea behind this is this will actually protect the camera from any knocks or bumps, and it also protects the lens from any stones or anything flying up against it while you're in movement or riding down the mountain or whatever you plan to do with it. It actually also adds waterproofing to the camera too, and the case on the ELE Explorer will let you swim at a depth of 30 meters without water ingress. That's what the specs say. Obviously, I've not had chance to try that, and I'm never going to actually get to 30 meters deep. So, you divers out there will have to let me know if it really is that waterproof. Okay. Before we look at the camera completely in all its detail, we're going to go through the accessory box, and that's actually going to take quite a while because Chinese action cameras do tend to come with a lot of accessories. Alright, so this is the second box, and we'll move that to one side. And as you can see, this packet is full to the brim with accessories. If you were going to buy a GoPro camera with a 4K video support, you'd be looking at around $400. And you wouldn't get these accessories with it. These additional accessories could cost up to $200 more. Now, to say that this is the same quality as a GoPro may be a little bit far-fetched. I don't think this would take the same sort of video. But at around $100, it is a fraction of the price, and you get a lot of accessories with it. Those accessories include straps. These are for attaching the camera to your head or helmet or maybe even your chest. There's a warranty card, which you may need. You get an additional door for this case. Now this door is a little bit different. It has holes either side, and so that will prevent it from being fully waterproof, but it would mean you can still use it in the rain, but it would also mean that these holes here would let better audio quality be recorded on the internal microphone of the ELE Explorer. We get a handlebar mount, so this can be used to attach the ELE Explorer to a handlebar or a seat post, even a fishing rod or anything that you wanted, so you could catch the action. There's a little clip here, so you can clip it onto your clothing. I'm not sure how that works though. It looks like it has this big clip as well to connect it to something. There's another housing for the camera. Now this housing can be used with a tripod, or you could probably even use this on a drone or something. This wouldn't add any protection to the camera, but it is much, much lighter than this waterproof housing. You also get a lot of these little extensions. Sometimes you'll find that mounting a camera isn't so simple and you need a little bit of extra extension away from the main mount, and that's one of those extensions that are available. This extension has a 90-degree turn on it, so if you need to mount the camera the opposite way, this would be the extension that you use for that. Here's another even longer extension piece. So a lot of pieces in here. You get a lot of these additional fasteners and nuts and bolts, so you shouldn't need to worry about ever losing them. There's lots of spares in the packet. Again, another optional extension. This one comes with a GoPro style mount as well. Now in the past I've used these Chinese cameras with the official GoPro mounts, and there's a little bit of a play between the helmet attachment and these here. So if you are planning to use these with a GoPro mount, just make sure that they are completely secure, because there's sometimes a little bit of play. You get these additional mounts here. This is for attaching the camera directly to a tripod as well. So you can either fasten it directly to a tripod, or you can use this extension as well. These sticky patches, these mounts with sticky patches are to stick to your helmet, and then the camera slides on there. You get 2 of those with 3M sticky patches on the rear. There's a cloth for cleaning the lens on the screen. There's a USB plug for charging the camera and also transferring data. There's a extra 3M sticky patches in case you need to remove those. And there's also this wire, which will actually, what we'll do, you can connect this to the bolt and then onto something secure. So if the mount did ever snap, that little wire would prevent your camera from falling away from you. There's a instruction guide, little guide there, lots of different details of the camera. And there's even a packet of zip ties. And zip ties, you know, they can fix everything. So, Elephone camera, I'm going to move the camera down a little bit so you can see it all. There you go. So that's what you get in the ELE Explorer packet. $100, you get all of those accessories, plus the camera and the waterproof case itself. There's a ton of stuff there. Okay, so let's have a look at the actual camera itself. This is the waterproof housing. Apparently it's good for 30 meters deep, and it comes with the GoPro style mount in the base, so you can slide that directly on here and then connect that to your helmet or whatever you want to fasten it to. As you can see, we've got a protective cover here for the lens. This button here is for the power. We've got a record button at the top. This should also be for your options, like when you cycle through your menu. This will be to choose different things. Again, these buttons are for cycling through your menus. You've got the camera on the rear, which I believe is a 2-inch display. So you can see your video directly on your camera, and you can also set up the adjustment of the camera really easily and also go through different settings while on the go. There is also Wi-Fi on this camera too, so if you didn't want to use the screen, you could also connect the ELE camera to your phone and go through all the settings on your phone too. And this little clasp at the top, that's designed to really put a bit of extra pressure on this seal to make sure you got a nice waterproof seal. And like I say, if you're used to an SJ cam, if you're used to a GoPro, all of this will look very, very familiar. Alright, let's take a look at the camera itself. So as you can see, this one's the silver model, and it does look just like a GoPro. You've got the power button, it's got Wi-Fi mentioned there. Get your OK button. This is your record button with an LED notification light. Excuse me. We've got buttons at the side for Wi-Fi and also for going through the different options in the menus. We've got a battery container at the bottom, so to remove the battery you can just unclip that. And I believe in here it's a 900 mAh battery. Let me just double check the back of the packet. Yeah, 900 mAh battery. Now in my past attempts at using Chinese cameras, the SJ camera will do about an hour of recording at 1080 at 60 frames per second with the 900 mAh battery, with a little bit of energy left over to spare. So hopefully the ELE camera is about the same. Here we've got a micro SD slot, we've got HDMI out and mini HDMI out, sorry, and we've also got a USB plug there, and that's for charging up the device. So a lot to go out there. I'm just going to turn it on. So specs for the actually maybe there's no power in it. Oh, there we go, it's on. So specs for this little camera include 170-degree lens. We've got 16 megapixel front-facing camera. It does support 4K, but it will only record at 15 frames per second. So the chances of you actually using this on 4K are pretty slim. You could also record at 2.7K at 30 frames per second, or 1920 by 1080 Full HD at 60 frames per second. And in my experience, that is usually the best setting to go for, that 1080 at 60 frames per second. Features include video loop recording, so you can just have this so it keeps looping around. Maybe every 5 minutes it will re-record. Make sure you haven't got that turned on by mistake when you're out riding or doing something cool, because you'll find that your video will be wiped over automatically. Other details, that's about it. It also takes photos as well. We've got options to take photos at 16, 12, 8, 5 and 2 megapixels. So a lot to go at there. I mean, I've not tried it yet. I'm going to say it's probably very similar to an SJ cam, and if Elephone have managed to get this little ELE Explorer camera working anywhere near as well as the SJ cameras, this is going to be pretty good. Pricing on it is between $79 and $99 depending where you buy it from. There's also a flash sale going on at the moment now where you can pick this up for about $69. Pretty cheap. Compare that to a GoPro, that's like, it's about 1/10 of the cost including these accessories, so really good value. What I'm going to do, as usual, I'm going to head out for a mountain bike ride. I'm going to fully charge this first, obviously, head out for a bike ride, get some video, record it, and I'll upload that to YouTube. If you have any questions, please feel free to let me know and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Thanks all for your time. See you all soon.